Hi students. So I'm going to go over some basics for the calligraphy lesson, how to use the pen, how to use the India ink, and how to make some of the basic shapes for the letters, and then I'll allow you to kind of practice on your own. First of all, this pen is a calligraphy pen. This end is called a nib. It is interchangeable, so this is one part and this can be taken out and a different nib could be put in. There are different thicknesses, different widths for the different styles of calligraphy, but you all are going to be using the same size. This is India ink. Very, very permanent. It's sort of the same stuff as like a liquid Sharpie, if you can think of it that way. If it rolls off the table, if it gets bumped, if it gets spilled, if it gets on your clothes, it's not coming out. If it gets on your hands, it'll wash off a little bit and then it'll wear off over the next couple days, but it won't come out of your clothes at all. I have some papers ready to go. I have a tissue to tap my pen onto. I have Clorox wipes at the ready in case I spill some ink and I can get it up off the table quickly. And let me show you how I'm making these shapes. So these shapes are the basic framework for a whole bunch of your letters. A, B, C, D, all of them are going to have some curve like this except for the J, the L, the I, and things that are just straight. So what I'm doing is, let's see if I can make this so that you can see it. Probably not, but let me see if that angle's okay. I'm holding the pen at a 45-degree angle. So if I make a line down and to the left, it makes a thin, straight mark. If I make a line straight down, it makes that width. And if I make a line down and to the right, it gives the thickest width. If I continue to hold the pen at this 45-degree mark the entire time, then it's going to do the thickness and thinness of the lettering for me, and I won't have to worry about this is thicker, this is thinner. This is what the nib is for. So now I take a little bit of India ink on the tip of my nib. It's held in between those two pieces of metal like a quill used to hold ink before there were pens, and I start to practice this shape. This shape can become the A, the C, it's part of the E, it's part of the G, it's part of the Q. Do you see how all these have the same shape? This shape is important. The B has the same shape but in reverse. When you get your paper, I'm going to have you practice those shapes, but I'm also going to have you practice the letters next to them for both the lowercase first half and the lowercase second half. We're going to learn these before we move on to uppercase, but it'll be the same process with uppercase. Now, this is an India ink. So it does dry, it's water soluble, so when you're done with the nib it has to get rinsed. This is a very delicate piece of thin metal. If it gets bent, it's essentially not usable, so you want to be very careful while you're using the nib that you don't bend it. And when you're working very hard to make your calligraphy letters and the table is being bumped, it's going to move your paper and your pen around and it's going to ruin your letters. So you have to be very careful as you move through my room during the calligraphy lesson, especially once we start our real manuscripts, that you're not accidentally bumping somebody or the table. All right, that's it.